They're doing a remake of that movie too.
Yeah, with Tessa Thompson and
Chris
Chris
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sometimes lately I start wondering why a movie? Like what is the appeal of the concept of a movie anymore?
What?
like as compared to like a series, you mean?
Well, I mean,
compared to having your
sort
teeth
of
pulled, like what do we?
Or like
it's just
a YouTube video.
It feels like such an antiquated idea. It's just like, all right, we're gonna have this structured thing. It's gonna be self-contained, but it can't be too short. If it's too short, nobody will go see it. But if it's too long, we gotta chop it down because nobody will go see it. So it has to be like this magic, like 87 to 200 and whatever minutes. It's like, for what? Like, what's the last like original thing that anybody's come up with? I don't know. They all just feel like, what from the past can we do again?
Story, and you don't have to spend 40 minutes introducing everyone to everything. Like that's why like the second movie in series generally are pretty good.
But when you wait how long between, you have to go over and explain things again because you can't assume people have seen whatever the previous thing is, and you're choosing it based on name recognition.
Well, you're going with some. So actually, the movie is called Men in Black International. So
because the previous ones were only localized to, say, the United States, didn't have anything to do with, I don't know, the entire universe or whatever.
Well, it did.
But they also all happened to take place in the U.S. More specifically, I think they all almost took place almost exclusively in New York, except for when they had to go to Cape Canaveral at the end of like 3.
But dealing with things on an intergalactic level.
Understood.
Or intragalactic? What would be the right word? I don't know. Well, there was multiple galaxies, so...
Right, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Whatever. Ignore my complaints. I'm feeling old.
I don't know. Like, that's why, like, I think being able to tell new stories inside established franchises isn't a bad thing. But I'm also a comic book fan, so, like, I have a medium for that.
Well,
and it's been going for 80 years.
Again, those are series. That's like a continued bunch of an individual comic book would not on its own normally be a movie. It would be part of a larger story.
Well,
that depends. That's a real.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, like that depends on which comic. Like Hellboy is a perfect example. Like the Hellboy movies generally encompass one comic story, which was called. The story was told over 4 issues, but like the next Hellboy movie isn't. They all just take place in the same universe.
Well,
they're
not to drag this out for too long, but watching all the MCU stuff, when you watch them like close to each other, they all just feel like really long episodes of a long ongoing television show.
Isn't that kind of how it's supposed to feel in a way?
I mean,
so why am I paying $20 to go see it in the theater then?
Why are you paying $20 to see a movie?
I mean,
rounding up.
You said what?
I said rounding up, but when you go, you even if parking's free, which I guess a lot of theaters it is, but some of them they're not. Then there's your ticket. If you're paying like a Saturday night thing, what's the average now? About 14 or 15 or something. And then if you eat or drink anything.
That's the thing. You don't eat or drink anything at the
or bring anyone.
Go by yourself.
There you go.
Sneak in. By the way, I found one of these while I was
oh, nice.
Cleaning up the other day.
Mike, I know Movie Pass wouldn't work for you, but Cinemia certainly would be something you could use because they just give you a virtual credit card. You can just buy whatever ticket you want when you want. You're good to go.
I'll tell you what would work really well for me. You ever seen Total Recall?
Here we go. Okay, yeah.
Just make me think that I've seen these movies and have it take like 5 minutes. I'm there. I'm
Gotcha.
Get your ass to Mars.
I rewatched Infinity War this week. It was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I've seen it twice, so yeah.
I could pretend to do that.
Wait, what?
I'm not going to, but I could pretend to. I
Oh
don't know.
crap! Stuff
Did
is
you
falling
not?
apart.
Did you not see Infinity War?
I saw it. I'm seeing it again. I'll
Okay.
pretend to see it again. I'm not gonna.
I don't know. The trailer came out for Endgame, and
Yeah, I watched that. I'm not afraid of trailers anymore because movies are meaningless to
You
me
were
now.
afraid of trailers?
Oh, I didn't want to watch spoilers for anything that I want to see, like Star Wars. Like I said, it was like, why would I watch even a second of this? It hampers my ability to be surprised by anything and everything that I see from the first time.
Oh,
But now I don't care because I'm dead inside, so it totally doesn't matter.
well, we should probably get the show
What
started.
does it possibly matter? What could they show me in a Marvel trailer that would make me go, "Oh, I'm so upset that they showed me that"? Because I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter.
Everyone dying at the end.
So what? They all died in the end of the last war. Half of them.
Well, that's
whatever,
what. Like,
but they're not.
well,
so whatever.
But if they had done an Infinity War trailer where they're literally like, "Ha!" and just you watched like the people fade away, that might have been kind of overly spoilery.
Yeah,
I would still prefer not to be spoiled, but I also don't. I don't know. I don't care.
I got you.
I can still look at something and say they were really dumb to have put that in a trailer.
Yeah.
But I don't know, whatever.
Anyway, Ben says he enjoys going to movies by himself, which I'm right there with you, man.
I've
I'm
been to
fine
the
with that.
theater by myself plenty of times. I'm not trying to cast shade on anyone who does that. That's a fine thing to do.
I'm sorry.
What?
In my head, when Mike says cast shade on someone,
Is that wrong? Am I
No.
using it in the wrong sense?
like it's a spell. like did you
magic missile.
yes. Did you memorize that last night? Was that a spell slot? I cast shade.
No, Ben, we did not just spoil Infinity War any more than anything else has been spoiled.
Then the comic from 20 years ago.
So
Which I found.
gather,
It's over in the corner here. Yeah.
I gather from now having realized that you're saying this that we're actually live.
We've been live for a
We've been
little
live for like 7 minutes.
All right, then.
Just,
I don't know. Yeah, you should have put a boot over my head. I don't know.
we can't see you anyway. So
should have
it
cast a
doesn't make any
shade.
difference.
Should have
All right, are we about ready?
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right, it's what is this? It's Wednesday, December 12th, GameEnthus podcast episode 361. I'm one of the hosts here. I think my name is Aaron. Who else is here? Who are you? Tiny? Is that you?
I cast magic missile against the darkness.
I cast shade.
Well, you stole my spell, so I got nothing left.
Not my fault. You spoiled it already. Who
Go
are
with,
you, by the way?
Go with animal husbandry.
Animal husbandry.
All right, hello, this is Mike.
Animal wifedom. Go ahead. Was that? Did you say my name is what? What did you just say?
You don't know my name?
Who are you again?
Who am I?
We're a punchy mood tonight.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's been a couple of weeks, so I'm rusty. Mike, what's going on, man? Give us an update on what you've been up to.
Not a ton. I mean, since I recorded for the episode, I mean, it's really just been a lot of work. I've been really kind of kicking it in overdrive mode to kind of get things done, knocked out before the end of the year, get things knocked out so that I can leave without leaving stuff on my plate for Extra Life. So that's my goal. I worked all weekend last weekend, and I'm basically doing that, working toward this weekend to be off for. I'm still hoping to take off all day Friday, but it's kind of, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Leading
Working
into
for the weekend, huh?
Exactly. That's what, as I stated.
All right.
The only thing that I could even remember doing specifically that's not exactly playing a game is I was inspired to really try out Astrobot. But to do that, I have to hook the PSVR back up.
Yes, you do. Yeah,
and
that's
I
true.
was reminded, the way I've got it now is because of the HDR problem. Because I've got the old unit that doesn't pass HDR, so I'm not going to have it hooked up, even the pass-through box, all the time. So my plan is when I want to use it, I disconnect the HDMI on the back of the PS4.
HDMI.
I corrected myself.
I know, I had to do it.
So a new cable, plug that into the pass-through box, plug the other HDMI on the front of that to the front of my receiver. So I've got easy access to an HDMI port. Figured this will make it nice and easy. I don't have to get behind the receiver. Tiny, I see your face. I don't have to get behind the receiver. Are you going to suggest like a switch or something?
No, I have another question.
I don't get it.
No, well, my question is...
What's fun with playing with a building?
You unplugged the HDMI from the back of the PlayStation, so why not just plug that into the box and then plug an HDMI between the box and the back of the PlayStation?
No, because that cable still stays plugged into the back of the receiver. I don't want to get behind the receiver. It's a lot easier for me to get to the back of the PlayStation.
You wouldn't have to get to the back of the receiver. Can the pass-through box not run through the receiver?
It is, but it's running through the front HDMI port.
Right. So if you unplug the back from the PS4 and plug that into the HDMI into the output of the pass-through box, and then just did an HDMI between the PS4 and the pass-through box, wouldn't that solve this issue?
Well, it would, but it wouldn't be any more or less work than what I'm doing.
Okay.
I can't leave it, or I would just sacrifice the HDR all the time.
Right.
So I gotta okay, yes, the way you're describing it would work just as well as what I'm doing, but then the box has to be that side of the PlayStation. I just find it easier to have all the junk in front, so that when I'm done, I could just yank the thing and throw it all in the closet, because it's a mess and it's still on the floor. It looks like a disaster. Anyway.
I like Ben's suggestion. Just place your receiver backwards so you have full access to the HDMI ports.
Scoop was said break out the whiteboard. Like this is getting complicated.
Yeah, so I had it all hooked up, and I couldn't remember if you had to have the USB plugged into the back of the PlayStation or the front, and I also couldn't remember if the original model had USBs in the back or not. I don't know. I was just like, look, I got an open one in the front. I'll plug it in there. I hope it works.
Okay.
I turn on everything. I got power on the pass-through. I put on the headset, and I got nothing. And I'm thinking, all right, well, I don't know. I don't have the directions. I'll just go look up a YouTube video. And of course, you look up. I mean, sure, I'm sure it's there, but if you search how to hook up my PlayStation VR, it's a whole bunch of things where people want to say, hey, subscribe to my thing and give me a like and, watch me complain about something for 48 minutes before we start talking about it.
You can skip through the...
Well, how do I know how far to skip? Like, it's just, show me I want to... Give me a 60-second video, please.
Wow.
I finally found my answer. There's a power button on the inline of the headset.
I was wondering if you had turned on the headset.
Because I hadn't used it in so long, I forgot that was even there. And you can't see it when you're wearing the thing. So it's kind of like...
you can't see really pretty much any of the real world.
You can't see anything. Right. So once I got my blinders on...
Yeah, I think Scoop Moose asked the most important question here. He said, "Do you have a window you can throw it out of?" That's really.
I do.
That's really what this is boiled down to. Like,
yeah. I'm waiting for that. So, anyway, and then when I finally got it all hooked up, it was like, try to position yourself within this silhouette, and I was like, well, I have to sit on the armrest of my recliner to do that, so that's pretty dumb. So I think I wound up repositioning the camera a little bit, but it's just, I don't know. I got it to work.
I was waiting for this story to end with, so I didn't play any VR.
It was tempting. It was tempting. But anyway, I guess playing anything would be talking about playing games, so I'll leave that for later on. So, Tiny, what have you been doing?
Oh man, so I won't call any of this exciting, but I started playing around with hacking my PlayStation Classic. So I did get a PlayStation Classic, mostly because I forgot to cancel it.
That's a good reason.
So it showed up from Best Buy. I mean, it was $80 or whatever because of GCU, so that's fine.
Oh, really?
Okay. Oh, they let you that apply?
I didn't realize that was. Well, I'm still not buying it, but yeah.
It didn't apply when I ordered mine originally, but I also canceled it and didn't skim over the details that hard.
I'm almost certain there was a discount on it, but I will double check. But it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not. I don't think it's a priority right now. So I got that. I'm starting to play around. I saw a video. I watched a video last night. One was like you could actually just mount disk images and then select whatever game from the carousel that's on the PS1 Classic, and just point the disk image at your USB drive. And cool, it'll play. It'll save the game though. Like it'll save the state of the game in the original game's save slot though. So like if you go to Rainbow Six but you have Crash Bandicoot or whatever, you'll see Crash Bandicoot in the little save slot. Okay, that's interesting. It's a way to do it. Cool. But then I was seeing another one where you could actually add games to the carousel.
I haven't seen that one yet.
So the first one I saw said they could only do one at that point, but I have another one queued up that I'm going to watch later that seemed like you could add.
Like I don't know if swap them out.
See, that's the thing. I don't know if you're replacing them because there are some games I'm fine to replace, like Tekken and Rainbow Six. Actually,
put the good versions on.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. Put a real version of Tekken on there. So it's something I'm going to look at. I'm playing around with. Maybe we'll have it ready for this weekend. Maybe we won't.
Ben said he heard that the SNES Classic can emulate the PlayStation better than the PlayStation Classic, which is probably true.
I saw Mike Micah had put up a picture of Tekken running at almost 60 frames a second on a Super Nintendo Classic. So
says a lot.
Yeah.
Also, like PC emulation of PS1 has been pretty darn good for a long time now.
$89.99 I paid for my PlayStation Classic with no like gift card or anything. So I assume that was GCU that took off.
Well, that would only be 10%. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe you got the wink and the nod discount.
So I don't know. Anyway, no big deal. So I'm playing around with that. What else? Sunday I went to emulate to play some games and stream them. And I kept dropping frames and I was trying to figure out why. And I go and do a speed test or whatnot, and I'm getting great downloads, like 80 something megs down. And I'm getting 1 meg up. So I'm talking to Verizon trying to figure out and blah. And at one point, the customer service rep actually is like, hey, you could go to gigabit for the same what you pay now. Cool. But it turns out the tech comes out here. He's like, yeah, I don't know anything about your upgrade to gigabit. They didn't have that in there. But the ONT in your house is going bad. That's why this is happening. Like it's essentially failing. So he replaced all the stuff, and we're back to whatever 85. So that'll work for this weekend.
That's good. That's good.
We'll figure it out past there. But yeah, I mean, they were super helpful, and the gigabit thing seems cool. I know BC Terps just went through his upgrade to gigabit, and his free upgrade ended up costing him a little more money because he went out and had to buy some converters to keep his existing network infrastructure. We'll see. It is something I should have thought about that when I was talking to the tech. Aside from that, I picked up an Xbox One X.
Ooh.
So yeah, now I just need my TV to break.
So what was the thing that finally made you do it?
What I need.
It was on sale, and I was.
And you had a gift card?
I did have some reward zone credit that was gonna expire. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but it was on sale. I'd never expect anyone to go buy it for me. So let's throw that out there. So I got that, and I replaced my my DualShock, or not DualShock, my classic controller. Sorry, not even classic controller. What the hell is it called?
Elite.
The Elite. Thank you. No, I already had a bunch of those.
You have a bunch of these?
I have two
Switch Pro controllers? Okay.
Switch Pro, yeah, two or three Switch Pro controllers.
Did you get one of these?
Why? I have. I think I counted this. So we'll go on a tangent because Smash. I think I counted. I have 14 GameCube controllers in this house.
Wow,
that's more than you need.
4 real ones and then like 1 bootleg one.
I have 4. Yeah. No, I have 5 Wavebirds. I have 4 of those like long cord GameCube controllers that came out later, like 2 that match the Wii, and then the 2 Smash Brother ones. And then I just have the ones that came with like random GameCubes people gave me. So
who gives you a random GameCube? What is that like?
One of my coworkers gave me original Xbox and a GameCube. He's like, we're either gonna throw these away if you don't want them. I'm like, I will take them. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, right.
I think I gave him Zoo Tycoon for the Xbox One because I felt bad taking things without like.
So you wanted him to feel worse for having given you free
stuff.
His
kids would play it. Like it's fine.
That's what you tell yourself. Come on.
That is what I told myself.
Kids aren't gonna play Zoo Tycoon.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, we played that for like a day.
So, and then the last stuff I'll talk about real quick, because I don't know. This is the age of signing up for TV services. I signed up for DC Universe, which is their monthly like network of shows and stuff. So like it's, hey, you can get access to all the old DC shows. Also, we're doing a original series called Titans, which is based off of Teen Titans. And Young Justice comes out January 4th, which is really why I signed up.
I'm catching up on season 2. That show was excellent.
Young Justice was so good,
really
and I can't wait till the new season. It's been like 4 years. So I picked up. I signed up because I wanted to watch Titans. And it's interesting. Like it's as good as the CW shows, and people will take that as how they feel they should. I enjoy the CW shows, so that's fine. But like Beast Boy only transforms into a tiger right now, and also he has to go off screen every time. Like there hasn't really been a transformation where you see him transform. It's mostly like, oh, screenshot. Oh, look back. Here you go. Mm-hmm. And he breaks his clothes, like he ruins his clothes every time he changes, and anything. There's a whole thing. And then I also signed up for College Humor Dropout, which is College Humor's network of like stuff. Which it like if they have a trivia show that I enjoy, and like they're doing a D&D campaign that's real interesting. It's like, hey, what if all your characters went to like a D&D high school, and like it's a weird like mishmash of what you like. Oh, you're a paladin and whatnot, but also the captain of the football team, or all this stuff. And it's interesting. Like I don't know, go check it out.
Shade.
So that's part of why. Yes, it got me because I watched a good like 6 hour because like each episode is like an hour long of them playing this role-playing game they're playing. And then the last thing, and they just finished this up last night on CW, Elseworld crossover, which in DC, Elseworlds is like the what if version for DC Comics. So like, what if Batman was in Victorian England and he had to stop Jack the Ripper? So that's where like Batman by Gaslight comes from, or
is the like response to that rolling up a newspaper and hitting the person over the head who asked it?
Well, no, they're so full series. So this year's, and so they do an annual crossover for the CW shows because not all of the characters exist in the same universes.
It sounds expensive.
Wait. Not all of the CW shows are in the same universe.
Correct.
No,
Which
they're
one?
not, are
Which
they?
one's not? I mean, having never seen
So-
any of them and not caring at all.
So Flash. So
Tell me more.
the Flash and Green Arrow take place in the same universe,
Uh-huh.
but Supergirl is in a different universe, and there's good reason, because if Superman, for example, existed in this world, like Oliver Green Arrow wouldn't be the first vigilante, and like they address this because Batman gets talked about during this Elseworld crossover, and Green Arrow's like, he's a myth, whatever. I was the first vigilante, and they shut that down real quick. And then so
Denial.
Black Lightning is in a whole nother universe. He's never crossed over with any of these universes. And then Legends of Tomorrow kind of like flip between universes and timelines and whatnot. So those are the 5 different DC shows on the CW right now. So in this one, it's a crossover: Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, and then during this week's Legends of Tomorrow, there's something going on, and they make a joke about, hey, Kara Danvers and Oliver Queen and Barry Allen, all the superhero alter egos, are trying to get a hold of us. Sounds like the annual crossover. How about F no? And they're like, yeah, we're not going to go help. So that's how there's some reasons there. So they just finished this up though, and it's interesting. So essentially it's all setting up for next year. Is going to be Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Infinite Earths.
Yeah. Welcome to Earth. No. And that's in the DC Comics lore. Crisis on Infinite Earths is where they kind of collapse the universes down so that they could have a core DC universe.
Because having 5 different universes isn't confusing or anything, so they want to try to say
five is not the. So, for example, this series, the TV shows opened with a scene from Earth 90. There are traditionally at least 100 universes, and really,
right. Well, I've heard something like that, but they don't show all of them, right?
Right, but the reason they open with Earth 90 is because that's where the Flash from the 1990s TV show lives. Mm-hmm. And they bring that actor out quite regularly. And they're like, hey, why don't you go get back in that Flash costume? We need you for a scene. And he also happened to play Barry Allen's dad in this. Anyway, so now what's happening is they're building up for this next whatever crossover. It might be a bigger event where like, hey, we're going to collapse all the universes together so that there can be a super person in this history and Green Arrow and blah, blah, blah. So it was good. If you like superheroes, you should watch it. I don't think either of my co-hosts are going to be in that category.
What is this again?
No, I feel like there's too much to catch up on to really bother with that.
Yeah, I mean, your description alone says you can't just pick up the ball running and know what's going on in the game.
I think if you could watch in the crossover, because I haven't been watching a lot of these shows for this season, but
that's also not really selling it. But okay.
Well, no, because I've been busy with other things. Like I have them on my DVR. I would like to watch them, but
I have so many things that are like that. I got this thing called a backlog. We talk about it sometimes. But I have games that date back to the 80s that I haven't finished yet.
I know. I also come in with, let's say, a certain level of detail around this without having to have seen the TV shows beforehand.
Yes. You are the target audience.
Like when someone shows up and I'm like, oh, that guy, I can't believe they did that. I think a lot of like my 2 coworkers we were talking about it because they watch and they are, let's say, a lot more general fans. And like they seem to be enjoying it. So if you want to see a contained story, because that's what this is, like it tells the story it's trying to tell. Yes, it has implications for other stuff, but like you could watch these 3 episodes and be like, oh, that's cool. They fought a robot that can absorb their powers and mirror them or whatever and stuff. So called a Mazo. So, and then Aaron just put this in, so I'm going to use this as a segue. They announced Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
They did.
on the Switch.
It's an exclusive.
Being published by Nintendo.
Which is weird.
And being made by Ninja Theory.
Even more weird.
And apparently not connected to Ultimate Alliance 1 or 2 at all.
Good, because Ultimate Alliance 2 was kind of bad.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
That's fine.
Like, Ultimate Alliance 1 is fun.
Why not just call it a reboot? Why not just call it Ultimate Alliance? Those games are old enough.
They could just chop off the 3. They don't,
well, yeah, that's what. They don't even have to call it a reboot. They just have to be like, why draw any connection at all to those actual? Not the name. The name is fine. If you want to use Ultimate Alliance as a name, who cares? But why even make people go? Why isn't it connected to the ones before it?
Because we are going to also put those re-releases out on the Switch, is what I hope they'll announce.
All right, so Scoop was asked, right. Are we happy with the Ultimate Alliance getting the other M treatment? And if by that you mean any female character having to wait for her commanding officer to tell her how to use her powers, then no, we're not happy. That's ridiculous.
Yes, that is dumb, though. Anyway, there's some story stuff there. I think we've had these discussions. Yes,
we have.
I'm interested because I've heard some people say, like, oh, they're using the MCU version, but they're really not. Like, if you look at some of that stuff, like, Falcon is in his current costume in the comics, his black and red costume, which is nothing like Falcon from the MCU. Like, Falcon's MCU costume is what they featured in a game. What game was that in? I don't remember. It was in something, though. He had an alternate that looked like... Because it kind of looks like his ultimate costume. So, anyway. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's Switch exclusive.
It's a strange announcement. But, I mean, you easily could have said the same thing about Bayonetta 2 when that was announced. Yeah, that was like, this is not Nintendo. See, wait, they're paying for it.
I agree with the sentiment. I don't know if I totally agree with the idea. This is like Marvel, we could probably say, is on a hot streak.
Of course, yeah.
Like they are a movie company that kind of still publish comic books. Like, so it's weird that this game is only being published by Nintendo. Like, it just, I don't know. It seems like they could get, but I guess if people enjoyed this type of game more, Marvel Heroes wouldn't have gone out of business. So
true.
Or maybe in order to get this license, Marvel Heroes had to go out of business. I don't know. There's a lot of questions, but yeah.
Green Lantern had to fail for this game to come out. Don't ask any questions.
I mean, it does make me wonder who initiated this conversation. Like, did Nintendo say, "Hey, we want something weird. Let's just go start kicking tires until somebody says yes"? I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it was it's an elevator thing where two executives saw each other in an elevator, got into a bare knuckle brawl, and said, let's swap IP.
Just thought of something. Who owns Ninja Theory? Remember, they were recently purchased.
Microsoft, right?
Yeah, that's even weirder.
Right.
So basically, what happened was Microsoft said, "We're happy to be involved as long as Sony doesn't get it."
And the same could be said for Obsidian's announcement.
No, because Obsidian's announcement's coming out from their private company division, which is it's announced for PS4. And
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's still a weird situation where
it's still
a studio they acquired is still making games for everybody else.
But like that makes
Scoop Moose said Team Ninja, not Ninja Theory. It's Team Ninja.
It is Team Ninja. You're right.
Team Ninja. Okay.
Team Ninja is the one that Microsoft bought.
No, Ninja Theory
is the one
Microsoft bought. Team Ninja is Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
Tomonobu Itagaki's former.
Tecmo. Team Ninja is Tecmo.
Is Team Ninja owned by?
Well, I mean...
Oh, they're not owned? I assumed that there was a...
Tecmo was done. Like, there's no Tecmo anymore. But I know what you're saying.
Well, it's Tecmo Koei.
This company is a wholly owned subsidiary of Koei Tecmo Holdings. Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
I played my Ninja Gaiden games back in the day.
According to globalnewswire.com.
Okay, the real question is, are you going to be able to play as Tomonobu Itagaki in this game? That's the real question.
No. You can play his horrific character
from
Devil's Third.
Devil's Third. There we go.
So
you can drum in your jail cell.
But yes, Scoop, you're 100% right. It is Ninja Team Ninja, not Ninja Theory. Anyway,
we got things crossed.
I thought we had really unlocked the Matrix at that point. Like, what is going on? So, man, that game looks. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, but Aaron, you had that on yours, and I'm using this as a segue. What else you got going on?
Let's see. I saw Spider-Man before you did.
That's the name of a movie, right?
Let's do it this way. Aaron, have any questions about Spider-Man that you saw?
Tons. Yeah, no, it's really good. You're gonna enjoy it. Like I went in figuring I would enjoy it, and it was even better than I thought it would be. It was really well done, and the animation. I don't know what you call that.
So I saw you tweeting about this. Are you talking about when they changed the art style per each character or their perspective?
No, not even that. Just overall, just like how everything is so textured and pattern heavy. I don't know what you call it. It looks really good, though. Is
it like Magic Eye?
Well, I didn't like look forward and
I see
lean
a sailboat.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like you're talking about like all these like added random textures that obscure the.
Well, actually, Mike, if your eyes cross at the right moment, you'll see a sailboat on
In
top of the movie, and then
in Miles Morales' face.
There you go. No, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I was kind of annoyed that I went back to get more tickets for that screening. The theater was like a sixth full, so everybody redeemed them. Everybody got them, but then never showed up to the theater. So
gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I look forward. I'm seeing that tomorrow. So
yeah, you will dig it, and we will discuss.
Looking forward to it.
What else here? The Game Awards. I didn't get a chance to. I saw a lot of it on mute, but
or text message.
Yeah, that too. From the impressions I saw, people seem to be fairly pleased with it. They thought it was fairly well done.
If they got rid of all of the YouTuber or whatever, like influencer awards, I would have been fine with that.
Wait, so they actually gave out awards in addition to announcing a bunch of stuff?
They gave out, yeah, they did. So, like, they gave Red Dead, like, run 3 awards that night, and then Game of the Year went to God of War.
A lot of people were annoyed that Spider-Man didn't get it, and I kind of felt
right.
I can see why they gave it to God of War. They're both great games, but I get it.
Here's the difference.
What?
I finished Spider-Man. I fell off of both Red Dead Redemption and God of War.
Here's the thing about God of War.
It wasn't Spider-Man.
No, it's very well done. I did not finish it either. But if you go to was it Gamer Thumb TV, his YouTube channel, he does a wonderful like timeline, just like it's a couple of hours long. He runs through everything. It's fantastic.
So he has a habit of doing that about.
Oh yeah, I mean the Castlevania stuff is fantastic. The God of War stuff is good. He does The Legend of Zelda. I mean he's dedicated.
So I mean, I don't know. Like I thought it was good. My favorite moment of the whole night was Sonic Fox's acceptance speech.
Yes, I did.
If you haven't seen that yet, it was pretty good.
I didn't see it, but I heard what he said. So.
And then when they had Christopher Judge up on stage, I thought Christopher Judge was just a really tall person, and then I realized the voice actor for the kid in God of War is just really short. Because like I went and I'm like, how tall is Christopher Judge? Like, look, and he's 6'3". He's not like not tall, but
that's fairly tall.
It's 2 inches taller than me. That's taller, but not like
he's not like towering over you.
He was towering over this kid, and then I realized like
that kid was in he was in what's the name's Jonah Hill's movie mid-90s. That was the kid in that movie.
Oh, the skateboarding thing.
Yeah, I thought he was all right. I watched it. It was pretty good.
As long as it comes to like Netflix or something, I'll at least put it on the queue and then never get around to watching it.
If you are a 90s hip hop head, you'll like it that much more just because the soundtrack is just I don't know if it's the official soundtrack or what, but I mean just hitting all the, all the, no pun intended, the notes from some 90s hip hop. So
well, it's so not 90s hip hop, but to reference 90s music, and maybe early 2000s. Okay. Did you guys see the new trailer for Deadpool? Once Upon a Deadpool?
No, that's the
probably
PG-13 version of Deadpool.
Deadpool 2. Yeah, I believe.
I did see the clip with Kevin Arnold. Not Kevin Arnold. Sorry.
Well, no, it is. I mean, yes, from the Wonder Years, his name is Kevin Arnold, but Fred Savage.
Fred Savage, but he's to the best of what I could tell, he's supposed to be playing his character from Princess Bride.
Well, that's the joke is that Deadpool has captured him, and they're doing this thing. Which did you see the clip where they start singing Nickelback?
So no, like the point I don't get, is there new content in the movie or just? I
believe there's just like this Fred Savage. I think that's the only new stuff is this. There's like this Fred Savage stuff.
Oh, like an introduction.
If I'm watching it right now,
it's just edited.
If you could, like, they have the old bag of Cheetos.
Oh yeah, no, they read that. Like, yeah, they read. So there's two of them. There's the one where they talk about him initially kidnapping and like you were nicer as a kid, and then there's the other one where it starts with. So the first trailer ends with, well, I like Marvel. Fred Savage saying like I like Marvel movies, and Deadpool's like we are a Marvel movie, and he's like yeah, but you're a Marvel movie licensed by Fox. It's like if Nickelback produced the Beatles.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
So
they start off this trailer with that part, and Deadpool, the run his character gets like, well, you know what? Is it cool to make fun of Nickelback? Are you part of the cool kids? Because here's facts, and he goes through like 11, like they're the 11th best rock artists of the century, blah 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 blah, and then they start singing, "This Is How You Remind Me," and it's pretty good. So
that was like their first single, right?
I think it's their most popular song. It's the song I definitely know Nickelback for.
Well, that was before I realized that.
Remind me.
What? You know, this is the other thing with Nickelback. It's like, I feel like it's been maybe almost a decade since I've heard anything about Nickelback other than people complaining about Nickelback. Have they put out a song or done anything in forever?
Well, that's
Can we just let them lay in the dirt and be like not talk about them?
So, you know,
you should look at the chat because Red Noob just said my wife almost left me when she heard Nickelback playing from my speakers. Wow.
I'm not saying they're good or anything. I've never understood the hate.
The level of vitriol people seem to have for them.
Long after they're even relevant as far as I know. Like, if they're putting out music, it's not getting out to the general public.
I mean, let's be honest. It's just low-hanging fruit. It's just something...
Well, yeah, okay.
That's pretty much it.
So, when you have some free time, you should watch the link I just put into the chat. This comedian on Conan, Shane Torres, goes into defending Guy Fieri, and then he totally goes on this tangent. Why does everyone hate on Nickelback? Like, all they did was produce songs that bros really liked.
And Ben just said Deadpool 2 was not good. Maybe the PG-13 cut will be better than the original cut. Well, I don't say what was wrong with it. I thought it was funny. It was action. It was funny. I don't know.
It, yeah. Let me actually. So I found out something today, and Aaron, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Did you know that the Vanisher was played by Brad Pitt?
Yes, I did.
Did you know that the fat guy in the truck was Matt Damon? I will have to go find. I didn't know either of these, and my boss laid this knowledge out.
I knew about the Brad Pitt stuff, but I didn't know.
Didn't at all. I didn't know either. Like, I didn't realize. I realized someone like they faked someone getting electrocuted during that scene, but
spoilers.
Like I didn't realize. You'd have to know who the Vanisher is. Like, I'm not worried. If you know who that is, you should have already seen this movie.
Yeah, I know. So, Ben and I just feel differently about it. It's cool. I guess because it seems so. It's not like the first movie, but it is in that you know what you're getting. You're getting like grotesque action and funny stuff. I don't know. I agree that I don't know. I'm not sure I enjoyed Deadpool as much as I enjoyed the first one. It wasn't as new. That's for sure.
But like,
Ben didn't think it was funny. Well, teach their own.
That they put together X-Force and then the outcome that happened.
Yeah, that was a little
so disappointing.
That was a little whelming. I'm not saying under or over. Just I was whelmed.
So how much
Robin?
How much more Deadpool can Ryan Reynolds do before it just feels like Mike Myers doing Austin Powers a decade after the fact?
Okay, after Detective Pikachu, probably never at all.
Well, no, that's not true because he'll be able to then make fun of Detective Pikachu in the next Deadpool movie, much like he continually makes fun of Green Lantern in the Deadpool movies. So,
like, doesn't it feel like something that's gonna be as dated as Borat references before too long?
Oh yeah, but see, the problem is if you are a Deadpool, like a real fan of Deadpool, like the character, the comic character and whatnot, like that's like go read his comics and it's the same thing. Like he's breaking the third wall all the time.
Only the third, not the fourth.
The fourth wall, thank you.
No. I like the concept. I want him to break the third wall.
In my head, I was thinking of comic books as a 2D art image. So yes, technically to him it would be the third wall.
There's some logic. I get it, but
yes, the fourth wall.
In a sitcom scenario, he just kicks down the door that's on screen anyway. That's good. I like it.
I'm going to go back to the Nickelback thing for a second. Red Noob says, we hate Nickelback because it's fun to hate Nickelback. It's its own pastime. Yeah. That's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Into Icon 33. What's up?
Doesn't that... I mean, I don't know. Is that like hating on disco at some point? It's just like, don't you just sound old in another 10 years? Be like, doesn't Nickelback suck? Be like, who the hell's Nickelback? And why are you talking about them, old man?
Let me tell you a story about...
I mean, I think it's kind of like, again, watch that video because it's the same idea. Like this guy, why do people hate on Guy Fieri? Like Guy Fieri hasn't done anything like
one
bad.
Of the best jobs in the world, like
that. He does all this charity work. He hires like he's equal. He hires everyone. He provides health insurance early for all of his employees. Like.
Yeah, that's all
he legitimately does good things for people, and everyone shits on Guy Fieri.
And then to go back to the X-Force thing, Red Noob says, Shatterstar died so many times that he might as well have the Konami code.
That's true. And if the X-Force that I think you're talking about, which is like X, what then got rebranded as X-Static, yeah, they kill everyone off in that first... Oh, X-Force, suddenly, like, from one issue to the next, they changed the whole art style, they replaced all the characters in the thing, and they suddenly became like a reality TV show,
as you do,
and it was super, like, it was just super weird. I meant to go back and look at like what happened here, because it was just like, yo, they finished a story about Cannonball, and then the next one they introduced a guy that like his superpower is to vomit, and like it's acid and like and all this stuff. Yeah. Anyway,
I was hoping you were gonna say with like such incredible force. That was just.
I mean, there's another character that does his vomit it's just projectile vomiting, like as like a flood kind of thing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Scoop Moose says, my theory is Fred Durst started Nickelback. The Nickelback hate, so people would have someone other than him to pick on. And that's yeah. Because people soured on them pretty fast. So,
created diversion,
especially Fred. So, yeah.
Anyway, what else you got, Aaron?
Let's see. The kind of funny guys.
I didn't watch the awards. I meant to watch them. I watched
their stuff. It was good. They've just went around different spots in San Francisco. A lot of restaurants that Greg Miller? Was the guy's name?
Yeah.
Greg Miller, another guy. I can't think of his name.
I don't know who the other guy is. No.
I should know, but yeah. A lot of indie stuff they showcase, a lot of announcements. I thought that was pretty cool, doing that to sort of, I mean, I know the idea was, hey, Sony's not doing anything, so we'll do something. So I'd like to see them do that again. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's good stuff. We talked about this in our, text chat, whatever, but the Mario Kart VR stuff, that's at Union Station in DC. It's there till, what is it, March?
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Yeah. I was talking with Kyle and Brother Nod about it. Trying to go up there. You had mentioned maybe going around MagFest time. If only it was Metro accessible, that would be probably the best. But we can work it out. It's all right.
Yeah, my thought on that was just it depends on the weather. I mean, if it's snow all over the place, then just forget it.
Well, I mean, all we have to do is just drive. I mean, on like a Saturday, just drive into Virginia, and then park at one of the metros. Just take the metro up.
I guess I'm also wondering how busy it's going to be because of all those other, nerds that are going to be in the area.
Yeah, that's true. But apparently there's 3 games. I forgot the other 2. It's like $22 to try all 3, but it's $8 to try Mario Kart. There's no reservations. You just wait in line. They said there's really not. They sent me a tweet. They responded. Usually it's not a line, but MagFest might change things. So.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope they put like plastic sheets over all the equipment while people are playing the game. As a splash guard.
Oh well, yeah.
Hey!
I decided.
What were we talking about?
I decided I don't
vomit and projectile vomit and superpowers.
In comic books, I don't like. Yeah. This is why I didn't ask my question. I'm good.
They got too real. That's
I'm good.
I have the splash guard. If it was left unprotected, it would be an unmitigated disaster.
Perhaps.
Yep. I'm good. I didn't ask a question. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Two more short things. AT&T. I don't know if you know. They bought DirecTV.
Right.
And they have DirecTV Now, which I subscribe to, which is their live TV service, all that crap. They sent me an email saying, hey, we have a box that will send you like a beta program. You can check it out and then keep it. So I'm like, well, sure. So
free box.
Yeah, free box. It plugs into something and it's a box. So who wouldn't want it? So I get it in. And it's what they said it is. It's basically DirecTV Now service on this box with its own remote. But it's just the DirecTV service. So it's like, if I have a Fire Stick with the app on it, why would I need your box?
Is it being streamed over your network or is it?
Yeah, it's the same way. It's like basically just take the app, put on
it's a dedicated box. Yeah, it's a dedicated
box.
If you have DirecTV right now, chances are like you've been running it on a Fire Stick, on a Roku, on an Apple TV, on something else this entire time.
It's for people who have the service and absolutely no other device that can handle this. For a second TV.
Service, then what? That's the thing. If you're using it now, why do you need this box? I couldn't understand.
As a potential hypothetical, if I'm understanding how it works, in my house we've got one Comcast box, which is the DVR. The other TVs in the house have Roku on them and have the Xfinity app and can stream everything through that. If I didn't have the Roku, which is I think the only one that has the Xfinity app, I would need another box from Comcast.
Yeah.
Or the box you're talking about would basically do the same thing. So it's for people who have the service, don't want to pay for another DirecTV box, but need a way of streaming it to a TV that doesn't have a Fire Stick or a Roku or a Apple TV or whatever else uses that.
Yeah,
it's like a really small subset of people.
Yeah, I get it, but it's almost like a solution.
It's not like it has zero use
of a problem. That's all. And I know there is a use case for it.
I mean, I imagine it's for old people that don't even know about these. They're like, I need my DirecTV box. Give me another DirecTV box to watch my DirecTV. Right? Yeah. Convincing them that this is the way to go. And they got you to be the guinea pig for said people.
That's the thing. I plugged it in and then was like, I'll never use this, and unplugged it, put it in the box, and threw it somewhere. Like, I don't need
it. And then you can later hack it to play Ouya games.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
I was hoping you were going to say that they just sent you an OnLive micro console.
I would have that would have been even more impressive.
Has anybody ever hacked that yet?
I don't think so. Mostly because
there isn't much in it, right?
Yeah, there was almost nothing in it, and no one was dumb enough to buy one aside from when my brother bought it for me for Christmas.
But they were giving them away at what, E3 or something? PAX? Probably. Wherever Justin went and brought one back from. I don't recall what that was. It was many years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember.
A manufacturing plant in China? I don't know what that was.
He says, they were giving them away as I grabbed it off of the conveyor belt and ran.
Yeah, that's giving them away. Thank you for the gift. All right, anyway, Red Noob called you old, Mike. He said, "Does that make you an old person?" So he called you old.
I don't know if it was on the stream or not, but I feel old, man. I just, yeah.
I will not get sick. I'm not going to get sick at PAX or at MagFest. Sorry, there's stuff going on in the chat.
I was going to say, are these related? Because if being old means I'm going to get sick, I don't like this.
No, so Ret Noob talked about nothing like a convention during cold and flu season. I look forward to the coming plague. And I'm like, I've been pretty good the last couple of years. Actually, honestly, I don't remember getting sick from MagFest before. PAX, on the other hand, there's been some.
I've never gotten sick at either. If memory serves.
I think you arrived sick to MagFest one year.
Did I?
Freaked me out. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. You're like, "Hi, I'm sick." And I was
yeah, that's right.
Crap,
yeah, and I passed it on to somebody else.
And I was okay. I whatever it is, I didn't get it.
Hey, no, too.
My worst one, Lego Brickfest.
Oh, yeah.
Well, touching all those bricks, man.
It's really, I blame all the kids that were there.
As well, you should.
Or as you should call them, walking disease bags.
All right, I'm going to end this on a sour note. Yeah, this is very upsetting. The Little Caesars Pizza right near the house closed.
So you can finally get better pizza?
Yeah, you know what? OJ the Kamikaze said the same kind of nonsense. He said they make pizza for homeless people. I resent that. Okay.
So if you want your Little Caesars back, here's what you do. You order a pizza from some place like a Domino's.
It's like $50.
I wish.
You get your Domino's pizza, right?
Yeah.
You eat the Domino's pizza. Now that's Domino's experience. You're not getting Little Caesars experience out of that. But underneath of the Domino's pizza is a piece of cardboard. You take that, you put a little bit of tomato ketchup on there.
Yeah.
And then you throw like 4 or 6 pieces of shredded mozzarella.
Okay.
And then you put it in the oven, set it to broil. You turn it on, and then you just go on vacation and let it burn your house down.
How is this a solution? Okay, this is what I explained to him. I said, $5 pizza serves a purpose.
Oh, it 100% does.
Like, there is an audience, a hungry belly, a collective hungry belly for $5 pizza, and it's a tragedy. Yes, there's like 3 other ones not that far. But it was right. It was so close. I could like walk there.
So, man, we are just we are just connecting to things. So I was watching another video this week about the rise, the fall, and the rise of Little Caesars.
You watched The Company Man, right?
Yes,
on YouTube. Yeah, I love his videos.
I was watching that like 2 days ago, and I got like, I don't know, a couple minutes in. I was like, yeah, he's already said what I thought. Little Caesars fits a very specific mold. Yo, like if you need to go buy, I think his example is like, hey, you need like 6 pizzas for a party or whatever. Yep. Little Caesars, right there.
Yep.
Yo,
I've done it so many times.
You spent $30 on that party.
Yeah. I've gotten 10 pizzas from there for a birthday party and was like, here's your $50 whatever dollars, and I'm good.
It's
great.
I know I've mentioned this before, but if you've got a Seasons pizza near you, it's like the same price. The toppings are not extra, and it's at least better than Little Caesars.
I wish we did. I would go there.
Aren't I the only one that has a Seasons pizza near them?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, they're all over the place around.
Oh, I thought they were. I thought they were Delaware,
Baltimore County thing, whatever. Like they struck a deal with the Orioles like 2 years ago to be in the stadium.
Gotcha.
Not that they serve like the same stuff you go to the.
I don't think Seasons is that good either. So
Ben said that Little Caesars is not as bad as Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese is actually kind of decent.
Okay, I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese since I was, a kid, so I think
Ret Noob will back me up on that.
I'm pretty sure you're just Ret Noob, so I'm gonna throw this out. There's been a lot of agreement in this chat so far. I'm just throwing that out there.
Does having one near you lower your property value? I hope not. Wow. What a statement.
I mean, technically a question, but yeah.
Maybe it's good that it closed. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, now your house just doubled in value.
Hey. It's like you added a third driveway. It's pronounced nuclear.
I put in a driveway in the backyard just because.
A driveway to nowhere.
You pull up to the back of the garage and you're like, there's no door here. I'm like, yep.
That's the idea. All right, I've rambled on enough. So, all right, Mike, what games you been playing?
All right, so other than the usual piddling around with like things that aren't new, the one game I did actually, I'm gonna use the word play. I got Smash Brothers Ultimate in, and
I'm surprised you bought that. Honestly.
Well, here's the real deal. I bought it because I wasn't gonna buy it because I never buy these games. But when they announced the Castlevania stuff with the music tracks and everything, I was like, sure, why not? You know, it's not just GCU. It's a $10 reward certificate. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I hate it, and then I want to get rid of it. You know, trade it in, get something.
Right.
But then I got the one that had the controller in, and the GCU still apply to that. So I'm getting GCU discount on the controller and the game in the bundle. And as I mentioned before, the D-pad on the Switch Pro controller that I have anyway is not very good. So I was buying this, really hoping that D-pad was better, and hoping I get some enjoyment out of the game. Okay. I'll start off by saying the D-pad is better, absolutely. Price worth it, I guess, for that.
I'm sorry, I just looked at the chat. Ben said, I've never opened my copy of Smash for Wii U. I think I only bought the game bought it for the game adapter that I've also never used.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's the way it works.
Yo, you could have resold those when that first came out. Those things.
Please subscribe to my newsletter called Money Spent. Okay.
Yeah. So I put the Switch cartridge in. It ran this update, but it started anyway. Like I feel like maybe this is how Switch games usually go, and I don't even notice it. But like with Xbox or something, you put in the game, and you try to start it. It's immediately like, hey, there's an update. If you really want to fire it up anyway, we'll let you. But hey, do you want to just update and wait? Yeah, okay, sure, let's do that. But I hit the button to play Smash, and it was just like, okay, you're in the game. And then it said, like, download added or whatever. And I was like, oh, the download was so fast, it was done, like, right away. No, I was, like, screwing around, listening to music tracks in the game, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, your download's done. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So I restarted, whatever. I get in, and I'm playing around with the menus, just trying to figure out, like, what's the normal single-player game? And because I haven't played all these Smash games, I don't know any of the like.
You gotta play the first one, otherwise.
There's a mode called Smash. What does Smash mean? Is it story single? I mean, it said single player or whatever, but classic mode. I don't know what They're all classic to me because who cares? I've never played any of them. Anyway, I finally get into a thing where I'm picking a character, and it's like, where's all the characters? There's like. There's Mario.
I mean, everyone.
Yeah, but they're all hiding under a blanket in the background or something because none of them are selectable.
Oh, you only get the original 8 from the N64 game. So
that's what I game. You'd know that.
Yeah, but that's what I heard him say on Giant Bomb today when I was listening to it. But so I mean, I was like, all right, pick Mario, whatever. Picking the stage though. All the stages are there, and the icons are so small, I can't tell what anything is.
There's like 100 of them, man. There's a lot of stages.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I want to play the Castlevania stage. So I found one, but I'm like, how many others are there? I don't know. I got to scroll through 78,000 things. They're not in any like logical order either.
No.
They are. You just don't know the order.
Oh,
they're based on when they were featured in a Smash Brothers game.
Oh, come on. That's not
that's why like the Castlevania one is at the bottom in either like the last row or I think it's actually is the last row.
Yeah, it was the very last icon.
Yeah, because it's those are the new stages at the bottom, and as you go up you can essentially smash through time. So
that's an interesting phrase. Anyway, so then, yeah, I get into a game, and I'm Mario fighting, I think, Pikachu.
Right.
And I think I might have gotten to the end of the match before I turned it off and was like, I'm sorry I bought this game. This game makes no sense to me. It felt like I was sort of winning the whole time, but every time I looked up, it was like Pikachu was like uppercutting me into a planet or something. I'm like, nothing makes any, and then the percentages mean nothing to me. It's just like,
so you
is it going up or down?
Like,
I was gonna say,
wow.
Like think of this like PlayStation. Think of this like PlayStation All Stars.
One once.
Okay. Okay. Once you get like to 80, 100 plus, like more than 100%, it's really easy to knock you off the stage.
Yeah. So to start, your percentage goes up, and as your percentage gets higher, your likelihood of getting hit out of bounds increases.
Yep.
But does the game ever feel good at all?
Well, so you got to understand, like, a lot of people are primarily using the C stick for most of their attacks.
Well, I don't have one of those.
Well, or the second analog stick on your.
So is that what it's mapped to? The second analog stick does.
A lot of your moves, like smashes, are on that second analog stick. So like a shift left, shift right, and then you can have a modifier button to do a lot. Like that's how a lot of people get into. And then as you get in, some of the buttons do like a jump, or they can do some basic attacks, but they can be modifiers for your C stick attack. Yeah.
Here's what I want.
With the D-pad.
Here's what I want out of.
I've never used the D-pad in Smash.
No one has. That's why they made it like this.
So
that's why they improved the D-pad for Smash, because it doesn't do anything. All I want out of this game, I want to play as Simon. I want to play as Richter. I want to play the Castlevania stages. I want to hear the Castlevania music.
When you come down,
about anything else in that game.
When you come down for Extra Life, you will be able to do that.
Excellent.
I will
smash my copy of Smash with a hammer.
I will make the commitment that I will have unlocked them before you get here.
Excellent. There's been a bunch of stuff in the chat. Something about somebody being old, D-pad taunts. Is there a good training mode?
I don't know if there's a good.
I have no idea.
So there's. Okay, so I think we all have Smash listed, so we should probably just have this discussion now.
Sure.
So the traditional single player is that the spirit under the spirits, and it's the story of light. That's where the cinematic where they show everyone but Kirby getting disintegrated comes from.
Yes.
And you're playing through, and it's all different scenarios and blah 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 blah. And there's also like a sphere grid from like Final Fantasy X, where you can upgrade your character's attributes, and there's spirits that can give you bonuses for defense and attack and all this stuff. That's where, if you've been seeing the one for Paz from Metal Gear Solid 5 going around, because they made some real interesting choices there.
Wait a minute, is that the lady, kid or the lady with the
lady who explodes? So she is a spirit.
Done that?
She is a spirit.
What game is this from?
So in Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
What?
Do you remember at the end she explodes?
Yeah,
So Paz is a spirit in the game. It gets worse, and the spirit's special attribute is Babam.
But yeah. Okay, but where does Babam come from?
They don't spell that out. But hey, this lady has an explosive capability. Yeah, it was really interesting choice on their part.
I just like.
So that's
when I tried to play the game, Mario felt like garbage. Like, you know when you play a Mario game and it's fun to jump and you jump on stuff and the controls feel nice and tight and it just feels like a fun game to play. And then you fire this up and you're like, that jumping sucks ass.
Well,
and what is this? What?
Everyone has at least one recovery, and that's part of their jump. Like, they can jump multiple times, and their recovery. So if they fall off the stage, there is the ability for their chance to go do a ledge grab.
And that's of watching any Smash I've ever seen. That's my memory of it. It's just like, oh look, you just launched him so far away he's clearly dead, but then he somersaulted in the air and landed on a platform and the fight continued.
That's the whole game.
That's
the whole thing.
Well, that's why I never wanted the game. That's why I never wanted to play one of these games.
Why did you buy it?
Buy it.
I told you why. I explained.
He wanted the. I mean,
I want a good version of Castlevania Judgment.
That's an oxymoron. So, so there are some cool. So, have you explored the music section yet?
Oh, it was awesome. I listened to the Castlevania thing all day, but I listened to it on YouTube because I'm not going to bring my Switch in the car with me when I'm driving around. I just stole the music.
Listen to it on YouTube without.
I could have, but at least this way, I feel like I'm not pirating it.
Okay, that's.
I think the theme for Smash is pretty good. If you haven't listened to that yet,
yeah, the one with lyrics.
Yeah, like it was fine. That's been going through my head for like a week now. So I don't know. I've been enjoying Smash. There are ways to unlock characters faster. So like if you play through that Spirit of Light mode or whatever, it's going to take you like 20 hours to unlock everyone. But if you go into classic mode like you were doing, Mike, you can get through classic mode in 5 minutes for a character. And then based on which character you're playing as, they have a set of unlocks that will go through. So like I played through as Donkey Kong. His first unlock is supposed to be Bowser, but I had already unlocked Bowser, so it automatically skipped to a second unlock, which is Pokemon Trainer. And then, like, if you do that, you can be through all the unlocks in 90 minutes, roughly.
Oh, wow.
Depending on how good you are.
So there is like a set order of
in the
when
classic
they unlock.
Mode. Yeah, well, so it's still people are still unsure of how. So it seems like every 10 minutes characters are unlocking if you're just playing like rounds of the game. So like if you just do like an 8-player Smash, every 10 minutes you'll get a new challenger has arrived. But it also seems to be tied to how far your character moves. So like you can't just start a game and then not touch the controller, because the people are seeing it's taking a lot longer for new challengers to arrive. So but if your character if you go on a stage that doesn't have like ledges to fall off of, you just like tie your joystick down and have them run to the right. That apparently can count.
Oh, does the Mario Brothers stage work like that? Like the original Mario Brothers?
I don't know.
Because in that game it wrapped, so I'm assuming that's how it would work.
I don't know.
Played it yet.
That's a good question. I don't think so, but anyway, I don't know the stages off the top of my head that we would work with. Yeah. But yeah, like it sounds like you don't have a lot of experience with Smash, and that's cool.
Well, I don't want any experience with Smash.
So
especially after I've played it again, I was like, oh yeah, this is awful.
Says if you close the software after a single round of Smash, you'll get a new challenger after each one.
So that's because you're essentially fooling the timer. But you have to literally close out the software and relaunch the game like each time.
That doesn't sound like a good use of my time.
That seemed like a lot of I might as well just play the game then.
Yeah, that seems like more fun than pressing.
Cool.
No, I like quitting the software better. That does seem more fun.
So, anyway, you will have an ample amount of chance to play it this weekend at GameEnthus' 24-hour Extra Life Extravaganza.
It's Extravaganza this year?
Yeah, Extravaganza. Because I have 2 of those GameCube adapters, and
so is that the only way you can get 8 players is with the GameCube adapters, or is there any other way?
I bet you. Well,
can you use Joy-Cons to do it?
But can you hook up 8 Joy-Cons?
I don't know.
Can you?
I thought there was a maximum of 4 controllers you could have wireless on the Switch.
So if you're using 2 Joy-Cons on a cradle, they consider that just one controller, like in the software?
Wow, that's a good question.
I don't even know. I've not tried to do more than 2 sets of Joy-Cons.
Aaron, I just see more being typed on the screen.
You said what?
See more being typed on the screen.
Oh.
So I don't know. Anyway, but the easiest way.
Yeah, bled over from the other display. So.
Yeah, the easiest way is to just use the 2. Like I have 3 of those GameCube adapters, but one's a third-party one that also works on PC.
But you need 2 USB ports for each adapter.
Technically, you don't. So if you plug in the black one, that transfers data. The gray one transfers the Rumble data. So like if you at your worst only had two USB ports, you could just play and not have Rumble enabled.
Could you hook up a hub?
You can also do a hub.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I've been enjoying, and like I think I've been enjoying Smash. Like I'm slowly unlocking characters. I'm not the biggest Smash player. I'm one of those people that'll be like, I like a real fighting game. And I still think that's legitimate to say, but
it's real enough, I think.
It's a real game, but it's nothing like any other fighter I've ever played.
Not only that, but the way that people like to play it competitively is not what I come to Smash for. Like, I like all the items and whatnot because I like seeing all the Nintendo nostalgia, essentially.
Yep.
Like, I want to see, like, if I have a choice, I'm going to put items on, like, super high. I want everyone throwing Pokemon everywhere. Like, bring in the Pong items that come in on the sides and play. Like, I think all those things are cool. So I'd prefer to play that way, but, like, all my friends want to play, like, no items, Final Destination, blah, 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 blah. And at that point, we might as well play a real fighting game. So...
Yeah, if you're going to, like, make it, remove everything that makes it charming, then...
Yeah.
I mean, so like PlayStation Battle Royale All Stars or some crap.
Yeah, like, cool. Let's all just play Fox and be done with this. So, or Bayonetta because she broke Wii U. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm having fun with it. What about you, Aaron? You didn't really chime much in on Smash.
One thing I've done is about maybe 45 minutes of the World of Light or whatever thing. That's all I've ever had a chance to do. No, I like it.
Scoop did ask, has Mike tried PlayStation All-Stars? I want to hear a rant on that one. I believe if you go back 100 episodes...
I did. I mean, it came with my
game was trash.
Vita. It came with my Vita.
I thought it wasn't that bad.
It was almost as if there was a meeting and someone said, what makes Smash so good? Well, it's the back and forth and the almost dying but not. Let's remove all of that. Like, that's what they did.
I don't remember how that game played at all.
You just you hit
the
people
biggest,
until you build up a meter and then use a special move.
That was the biggest thing. You could only knock someone out with a special move.
Yep.
There was no way if you didn't use one of your big fancy moves, that someone would get knocked out of that game.
Which if you're gonna copy Smash, just copy the whole thing.
Yeah, like that was a weird part. But I played it on the Vita, because I had it both on Vita and on PS3.
Well, and then it was a PS Plus game on PS3. I don't know, some time back, and I'm sure I have acquired the rights to it, but I don't think I actually downloaded it ever.
I wanted to like that game. If they just made it like Smash, it would have been great, but they didn't.
So I'm working on some incentives for donations. And I will throw out there, how about we do either Smash or PlayStation All-Stars? And I will make sure we have the ability to play PlayStation All-Stars.
I'll play.
So
yeah, whatever.
But
for charity.
I will play.
Yeah. If people want to play, if people want to pay for it, we will play an hour of PlayStation All-Stars. I'll need one more PlayStation controller because I think I only have 3 PS.
Smash stole the end moves from PlayStation All-Stars. It's possible.
Can you play PlayStation All-Stars with a Move controller?
Wait, did they?
I don't know.
Because did Brawl have Final Smashes?
It did.
And Brawl came out before All-Stars.
So, in your face, Scoop. I don't know. I have no idea.
The Wii version of Smash.
Yeah.
That had Final Smashes in it. I think anyway, whatever. Let's be honest. Smash didn't steal anything from All-Stars. At best, and that's not even true. I was going to say they stole, hey, let's have third-party characters, but Smash had third-party characters in it before that too. So, anyway, that's Smash. Mike, what else have you been playing? Anything else?
That's really it. I mean, I've got Monster Boy or Monster World or whatever it's called waiting.
Yeah, same here. I need to play it.
I did download the updates for it when I turn on the Switch, but I mean I more or less figure when I'm playing solo I'll put a lot of time into that the marathon.
If you don't mind, I'll join you on that one.
Is there co-op in it?
No, I'll just poke you in the face while you play, and we'll
or you can play it on the stream, and you and Aaron can be making some commentary for.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to see it.
Fine by that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like just listening to the discussion about it on Giant Bomb today, I was surprised to hear that it's not the same developer that did the Dragon's Trap.
I'll tell you, 2 years ago at PAX East, I was interviewing one of the guys, because it's from a French developer. I think they both are.
Right.
I was interviewing a guy about that game, and I thought it was the Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap remake. The whole time that I thought it was that, and I had to.
Well, the graphics are so similar.
I had to admit that, honestly, I thought this was Wonder Boy, and he was like, "That's okay, we get that a lot."
Well, yeah, I mean, they're making it at the same time, apparently.
Because you know what tipped me off when I asked him. I said, "Well, you can also hit the button to go back to the retro graphics." He said, "Retro graphics." I was like, "Uh-oh."
Danger, Will Robinson.
Well, I mean, look,
Exactly.
if you delve into the history of that series,
Yeah, it
is so confusing. It's just, and then especially when you muddle in the stuff, the PC Engine games that are totally renamed, like the Dragon's Trap is the Dragon's Curse for TurboGrafx, and then Monster Lair.
I love Monster Lair for the Genesis. That's a great game.
Well, and then that's on, but that's what I mean. It's like Monster Lair is like Monster World 4 or whatever, but it's like they don't use the names, and none of it makes any sense, and it's just
Because
you really have to know your stuff to really remember how things connect.
True.
Gotcha.
False.
Anyway, that's all.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I'll go next. So we talked about Smash, so we're good there. We'll play some more. Onrush is one of the PS4 games this month.
You said this month?
I believe so. Yeah, for December.
You can get it right now.
Yep.
Isn't it on Game Pass too?
It is.
It's also on Game Pass, but it was not a games with gold.
Yeah, games with gold. So, so I played on PS4. I played like an hour of it so far. It's fun. Like it's essentially, I don't know, kind of feels like just a game that's all. What was the domination mode? I think it was called in Burnout, where like you're driving through traffic and you need to hit these guys and but keep racing forward. So it seems cool. Like it's a shame that didn't find a bigger audience. Hopefully now that it's more widely available, it'll be playing more. So
I agree. I mean, I know a lot of people have said that they really like it. I'll say when I've tried it before, I kind of didn't get it. I just felt like it just feels like a whole lot of crashes, and then I'm never sure if we're winning or not, other than there's a number there, but I'm not sure how we're adding or subtracting or.
Right.
I don't know. If somebody knew the game well and explained it to me, I might have more fun with it, but as is, it's just kind of confusing to me.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, I've only started. Maybe we'll play some more this weekend. We'll see. And then I streamed some No One Lives Forever over the weekend. Or known as Nulf also. This game's great. It's a shame it'll never get re-released anywhere because the licensing for it is so messed up. It's a cheeky game with like your character. It's set in the 1960s. Think kind of like Austin's Powery, but your character is a woman named Kate Archer, and like she's dealing with a lot of what challenges, especially at that time, and how movies would portray it. But like it also has that kind of sensibility of like a 60s James Bond movie. And it's just been, it was a lot of fun to play it on stream. I wish that in its sequel, and it also had a spin-off that was okay. Contract Jack, yeah. So, but all of these games are like, they were published by Fox, made by Monolith, with like their rights. They are like what God considers their white whales of like, hey, we'd love to reissue this game, but no one really wants to work with each other. So, and then the last game I was playing. So actually, I didn't mention it above. I watched Mission Impossible Fallout over the weekend.
How was that?
It was good, but it made me realize I didn't remember a lot of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which seems like a movie that really like you probably should have that lead in, because they're like talking about stuff that happened in Rogue Nation. I'm like, I faintly remember this. And so then it's why I wanted to stream on Sunday, and then I found out that I was having the hardware failures. I went back and started playing Mission Impossible on the N64. And you'd be like...
With no likenesses of anybody from any movie.
Oh, no, not at all. That's a box copy, Dave. And I'd be like, right, I also have a loose copy, apparently.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You say apparently as if you didn't know.
Well, so I knew I had
purchase.
I knew I had a loose copy because I labeled it, and then I realized when I was going through the boxes I have, I'm like, wait, this feels. Oh, I also own a copy in this box.
I've had that game for years. I don't think I've ever played it.
I remember renting it, and I remember getting to the like drop down, like in the first movie where like, that is insane because I started playing this game and I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Which is the same for what happened in like The World Is Not Enough. There are things like triggers that back in 2000 I feel like would have stood out to me that now, because I guess I expect more fidelity from games and whatnot, that I just don't like. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what it's trying to get me to do.
That one texture is a little blurrier than the other one. That's the one you want to walk up to and push A at next to it with no prompt.
So in World Is Not Enough, there's a part where a guy there's a bomb, and you see the timer, and you have to run back towards the door and get through the door. And I kept running back towards it, and the door would close before I would get there. And I'm like, what's going on? I watched the movie, and I realized in the movie, James Bond jumps on this like pulley system or whatever, and he rides that through. And so now I go back to the game and I look, oh, there is this like warning pattern thing right there. I jump the character into it and it starts a cutscene where he, in like 6 polygons, rides it through. I was like, I feel like I would have like noticed that in the. I
feel like you would have too.
In the past, now it's like there's no way. I played through that probably 10 times and I didn't notice it. So, yeah. So I started playing Mission. We'll see, and we'll play some N64 this weekend. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, and I did. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying, I heard the word "we," and I'm not sure I'm volunteered to be included in this.
At least 2 of us on this.
There you go.
I will play the N64. Speaking of which, the Retro Tink came in, and I actually
wait. The what? The retro what?
See, I had to ask this too.
Oh,
and then I asked
Tink. Tink.
And then I asked if it was a sex thing. So we're gonna make this joke.
No,
I was gonna say that's not a word, is it?
It's basically a device where if you don't want to shell out the money for like a
OSS
or a FrameMeister, you can basically input anything that's RCA or composite component or S-video and convert it over to HDMI. But you can also do line doubling, and it's a filter mode. So I did put up. I actually sent you a YouTube video that has I'm playing WrestleMania 2000. I should have synced it up so it's the exact same scenes, but I mean it is, but it's like at different times. But it's with the line doubling on and the filter, just line doubling, and then just pass through. And it's hard to tell in the video, but in person, it looks a lot better on an HD TV with it. So,
well, I mean, the nice thing is I have the CRT right here, but we could still pass that through to the hop hog or whatever, so that the stream will look. We will still get the CRT feel, and the stream could still see it a little clearer.
Exactly.
So
that works out fine. Yeah.
So, yeah. But yes, Mike, some people will be playing N64 this weekend. So,
and you'll be one of them.
So
I heard you say that.
Donate now. Mike will either play a good game on N64 or Superman 64.
I want to see Mike complete Chameleon Twist 2.
Oh God.
What?
For the N64.
Okay. We could get him to do Hey You Pikachu. I could probably get that hooked up.
I have that, and I have the microphone.
Mike could start.
Wait, if I had just said I love the N64, how many hours can we play? Would none of this have come up at all?
It's too late.
Yeah, it really
You've already made your bed. So
you must lie in it.
All right.
I suddenly forgot how to get to your house, and sadly will be missing said event.
I'm stuck on my driveway to nowhere. I guess I'm not coming. Oh, Ben
I
says
stopped by, I knocked at the
semen.
door. Apparently, it's your neighbor's house, and they just let me in, and I did all my gaming there instead. But I used all your Wi-Fi anyway.
They stared at me the whole time. Like, what?
I don't know if I own semen for Dreamcast. I might.
Why are you laughing?
He just... There was a pause.
because he said semen?
He just goes, I don't know if I
I
own
own
semen.
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 I think I
For
might.
the Dreamcast.
I mean, it is technically called Seaman.
Fair. I do have Pokemon Puzzle League. That one I definitely have.
I had to buy it again because the first version I had, there was no sound.
I think that's what Scoop is referencing.
I would play without complaint Road Rash 64. The multiplayer on that is actually incredibly stupid.
You should bring it because I don't know if I have it.
Okay, so you
I don't know if
that
I do.
and Rick and Morty on PSVR, right?
Yeah,
You have Job Simulator?
I do. I bought that digitally.
Oh, I have the.
Or we could play
Yeah.
a classic Tomb Raider
I didn't end up buying that Engage.
on the
It just
N-Gage.
Didn't seem like something I should do at the time.
Or anytime.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if we're going to talk about things that seem ridiculous, did you watch Jeremy Parrish's stream of Wario Land for the Virtual Boy?
I saw him when he started, but I didn't get a chance to really watch.
That he got the Virtual Boy VGA and RGB modded. He has two of them, so each one mod each on each one, and it outputs like the left eye video signal, and like, yeah, that's a way to play this.
Or you can emulate it, but yes.
Well, then you don't know if you've never held a Virtual Boy controller in your hand. You don't understand how weird it is because it has two D-pads on it.
It does.
And then the buttons on the back.
It's ambidextrous.
That would be like would be eventually become shoulder buttons.
Soldier Boy, who has a
That's what I thought I heard.
That's what I was gonna make that. Yeah, or you could just go buy a pirated console from Soldier Boy.
Apparently, he's a whole bunch of crap on his site, like earbuds and a Soldier Boy smartwatch. Soldier Boy home pregnancy test. Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy 23andMe.
Soldier Boy lead paint test kits. Everything.
Soldier Boy copies of Semen for the Dreamcast.
No, copies of Semen for the Dreamcast.
Aaron, what have you been playing?
All right.
Oh man. What was it? I guess the Game Awards. Supergiant Games announced
Hades,
their new game Hades, which is exclusive to the Epic Game Store on PC.
Yep, in early access it will be exclusive.
Yeah, it is in early access, and I loaded it up and suffered my way playing it with a mouse and keyboard. Which, because when I tried to use my controller, it didn't work. I didn't realize that
early access.
No, it's funny. At first, I blamed the game. And I recorded a whole video of it, and I thought it was great. Even though I was suffering using mouse and keyboard, only realized that the issue was the driver. I had the wrong Bluetooth driver for my PC. So when I just plugged it in, it works great with the controller. It's just, yeah, that one was on me. We can see Tiny leaving, but we can't hear anything he's saying.
I didn't want to turn off the camera because it messed up the thing the last time.
Did it?
We'll see.
No, it's fine. That's what it's supposed to do.
Okay, whatever. It messed up the thing last time. I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom real quick.
That's
all I was doing.
What was I talking about, Mike? The Hades? Yeah. Now, Hades is fun. It's a run-based game where I don't know. I don't think Hades has a son, but I'm not that familiar with Greek mythology. I mean, I am somewhat, but I don't recall him having.
Oh, you mean the Greek god not having his own? Are you talking about the star or child of?
Child.
When you say doesn't have a son.
Child of.
Okay.
Because you're the character you are is Zagreus, your Hades' son. and you're trying to get out of the underworld.
Oh, so you're saying you think it could be made up for the game, the character?
I think so, but I'm not.
Because I've never heard that name, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
So it's a run-based game where like every time you play like a random god or goddess or whatever, or demigod or whatever, will give you like an ability. You can kind of tweak your loadout, and you can go to like this magic mirror in your room, and you can use like the currency and stuff that you get to augment certain abilities. It's pretty cool. Like it runs really well for. I mean, it's early access, but yeah, it's pretty polished, and you know it's Supergiant, so the voiceovers are all really well done. I like it.
But it's gonna be in early access for a long time, so I've heard.
Which is okay, yeah, but it's something I think if you drop $20 on it, you can feel good about it. I think. I don't know.
I guess I mean, like to me, anyways, like things that have a strong story element to them. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see like every iteration of it as it goes, because every time you play,
yeah,
you're like like in other words, I did the early access for Road Redemption from the beginning, but it was just like get on a bike and start smashing morons in the head with a bat. Like there's no,
as you do,
you know, you're not like retreading the story every time they update the game. But like when we talk about voiceovers, like good voiceover work, if they've already recorded all the voices and you're already hearing them, like every time they change the game and you have to start over, I'm assuming at some point they're going to be like, well, you have to lose your progress because it's like totally, you know, upgraded from what you started. You're going to have to go through all that again. That doesn't seem very appealing to me.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's fair. I mean, you don't want to be like, you know, 3 feet from getting out of the underworld. It's like, hey, the game's out, start all over again. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, is this the challenge of being like early access? And it's like what happened with Dead Cells, kind of.
Yeah,
true.
Which is why I'm glad I missed all of that.
And then Giant Bomb brought up a good point of just about things like cloud saves, because the Epic Store is very bare bones right now, so they don't have a lot of things that Steam has. So if you're, you know, there are no cloud saves.
Yeah, but I mean, and to their point, Steam's cloud saves is real hit or miss too.
I don't even think about it really. It's always worked for me.
Well, but
for the most part,
I mean, it all depends on if the developer takes advantage of it or not, and then like, yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
So it's not consistent. That's really, I guess, the.
I foolishly triple dipped on Diablo 3 because I'm stupid.
I still have that on my like watch list. I'm going to get that at some point on Switch.
It was a third off, so I was like, "Oh well, I'm losing money if I don't."
Foolish if I don't buy it, right?
Exactly. So that happened. For some reason, this weekend I decided to just beat the Simpsons arcade game, and I used the Donatello-like character, who was also Marge, because that vacuum cleaner is kind of long. So. That is a great game. It's a shame that people begged for it last generation. They released it and everybody turned on it. It wasn't that good. It's the same game. It's an arcade.
I always wished it had come out later in the life of the Simpsons, so there'd be more recognizable characters.
Okay, I got you. But we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it this weekend, and you're gonna be Lisa.
That's the interesting story about how the Simpsons arcade was developed, though. Like. All they had was the first season to go off of, and like that's why Marge still has her bunny ears underneath her.
She really does when she gets shocked.
Yeah, when she gets shocked, you see them, because that was what Matt Groening was still planning on that point. And like, there's only like 6 tertiary characters or whatever. So
Dr. Marvin Monroe's in there. Otto,
right?
Yeah, Otto's in there. Mo, Lunch Lady Doris, Principal Skinner, obviously Smithers and Mr. Burns.
Yeah, like it's real interesting. Like that, this was Martin. How early in The Simpsons they did. Like it was before season 2 had even come out that they were developing that game. So like that's all they had to pull.
It's one of my favorite arcade games. I really enjoy that game. The bosses make absolutely no sense except for like what's the something yuppie is I think one of the bosses, which kind of makes sense outside of Mr. Burns and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a thing.
It's good.
I played Gods, which is I don't know if it's even out on the Xbox One yet, but it's a a remastered version of the old Amiga game. It's pretty stiff. It's faithful to the original. Maybe, yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But it
be too stiff.
Yeah. What did you say?
Maybe too stiff.
Yeah, it might be. I wasn't sure what you. I thought you made up a word. I wasn't sure what you just
maybe
said.
Too stiff. Oh,
Maybe
no,
too stiff. Yeah. It's coming from a guy who mentioned that he wanted, to play Seaman on the Dreamcast.
On the Dreamcast.
And then I don't think I was.
Hey, I'm sorry. What was your retro ting comment about earlier? Just
What?
I think that was your top.
It was, but it's the same joke I made to him yesterday when I was talking to him on the phone. Like, wait, what is that? Is that a sex thing?
What have I signed up for? One of the pancakes coming in the mail. I was just gonna mention Ashen is on Game Pass, and Below will be on Game Pass on Friday.
Okay.
So Game Pass is quickly becoming something that you should probably have.
Yeah, they got me to do that 1-year deal.
I also
slick.
got it. And then I was like, well, since I'm getting this, I might as well get EA access as well.
No, I didn't. To play what?
Battlefield
5?
I want to play Battlefield 5, but I actually... You know what? I'm not going to be judged by someone who just bought Diablo 3 for the third time. I wanted to play Dragon Age Inquisition. Even though I own it on the PS4, I was like, I want to play this on Xbox. Because I just bought an Xbox One X.
Oh, yeah. I also got this book, too.
That's on my Christmas wish list.
Women in Gaming book. You get this book. It's interesting that I was talking about it with the wife, and she brought up some very good points. It's interesting that all the pictures are like pixelized, which was an interesting choice because I get it, it's on theme, but it also makes it kind of hard to really see who the women are.
I was gonna say that when you held up that picture, it just kind of looked shaded because I couldn't see it as pixelized. I don't. Maybe it wasn't.
It might not come across on the camera. Like I get that. I get it, but it's. I don't know if it comes across.
Oh yeah.
It's an interesting. It's not supposed to be about what they look like, and I get that, but you also would like to see what these people look like. Not for like nefarious reasons, but just.
Jeez.
You know what I mean?
But I guess, yeah, that's interesting.
That was a choice they made. That's fine. Yeah.
Jeez, maybe that is the reason. Good grief.
Maybe. You know what? That might have been what they needed to do. And then this, I can't even explain this one. I don't.
Why? What is that? Is it like?
Did you need to attack somebody like crawling into your house or something?
Well,
like
you throw
I can't read the side of that. So what's it?
It just says
collector's edition guide. Oh, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, does it explain how to get the fun out of the game? by the 4800th page.
Ha ha ha! You knew what Smash was when you got it, man.
Mostly I did. Yeah.
That's all.
I didn't remember feeling that crappy though. That was like, what is this even?
It is weird that people move more like in like a leap. It's not really like they're not running. I feel like most of the characters have like a small leap they do to side in the game.
Is there any difference between the jump button and up?
No.
Then why have both?
Because up B
is an attack.
But also can be part of your recovery.
Yeah, it typically is.
Depending
up jump at all.
Because they still had the weird kidney button on the GameCube to use, so why not?
But this isn't a GameCube, man.
Bro, they're going to keep making that game to use a GameCube controller until Sakurai is dead. Like,
I don't like the kidney buttons.
I actually like the GameCube design.
It's a really good controller. Just the D-pad is a piece of trash. It's
fine. What's the matter?
It's too small.
I think.
It's small, but it's accurate.
I think the surrounding the main button, like you do with the buttons on the right, is better than the diamond shape. I think you get easier access to a lot of buttons that way.
Yeah, I agree.
I've heard that argument.
but then they went away from it entirely. So
I've recognized that argument.
Yes.
So yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Game Pass is a thing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is below a multiplayer game?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, I don't believe so either.
All right.
But Ashen is in like the journey form. Like people randomly join your game, is my understanding in Ashen.
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks super
Oh,
confusing.
we definitely got to play the Override game because that has split screen.
Oh, the car game? I saw other people playing that.
No.
It's just
the mech game Override Mech City Brawl.
Oh, dude.
I only know that as Mech City, bro. I didn't even know there was a.
I fired that up, tried to play like a match or whatever on my own. I was like, oh no, can I just uninstall this right now?
Wow.
I've played maybe 6 or 7 hours of that game. I really like it.
I've not had a chance to try it, so
If there is an option to invert the camera, I can't find it. So that's an almost deal breaker right there for me. But outside of that, it was like.
Let me ask: have you ever played a game called Robot Alchemaic Drive or
No.
RAD on the PS2?
I have not.
That's a
I've
very
heard people
specific
say it's
question.
good though.
I feel like this game draws a lot from this because each of your shoulder buttons controls a limb on your robot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot like what I remember playing on RAD. So,
Sort of like Octodad.
kind of, but also B is a modifier for each of your limbs as well, much like Smash.
A limb modifier.
So, like,
Okay.
I play as the Sphinx robot or whatever, and like if you hold down B and start punching, your hands will ignite with fire, or there's different things. So it's also weird.
Well,
that
we can revisit it.
Yeah.
In
you need to
person.
use the D-pad. I forgot to put that down. You need to use the D-pad to pick up items. So that's a weird one.
that's a choice that's
Well,
to make.
The reason is because you can pick up items in either hand, so they use left or right on the D-pad to. And I understand why, but it's awkward because you have to take your hand off of something else to do it. So.
Do you have time splitters 2 or 3 for the game?
Not for the GameCube. I definitely have Future Imperfect for Xbox, the original.
Yeah, is that the one we played
For
one of the streams?
we spent 45 minutes setting it up and then paid for 20 or for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But
I
if
had
we use
never
the
played
retro
that
tink, we
before.
can avoid all of that because it'll output 480p regardless. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, I think we were using the component or the
Oh, that should have
component.
been 480p then.
It was more. Yeah, it was anyway. Stuff was being stuff because it was an extra life day. So
That's
there were
it.
a couple interesting things I want to talk about real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do it real quick. Did you guys see? So it was the 25th anniversary of Doom on the 7th,
So
I
John
believe you.
Romero's making a game. Is that?
or was it the 7th? No, the 10th. It was Monday. Yeah, whatever. So, it's weird to call it the 25th because it's the day that they uploaded the Doom like shareware demo to the University of Wisconsin, which was like the first time they had given it to the public. It ended up crashing University of Wisconsin's like network. It's a cool story from Masters of Doom. But so it's 25 years since Doom came out. Awesome. Doom is like one of my favorite games. It would easily be like my desert island game.
I don't understand that at all, but please continue.
Whew. Yeah, anyway. So John Romero announced that he's making another, essentially a free WAD, which WADs were where all the data was stored, and that's what WAD stands for, where's all the data. And that's how you'd modify Doom when you want to do mods or whatnot. And he's doing a one that comes out with 9 levels, and it'll be essentially the follow-up to the 3rd episode that was in regular Doom. So like a continuation of the story. And then also 9 multiplayer levels. And that'll be coming out free sometime next year. But he's also selling like 2 hard physical versions of it. So, Doom.
2?
Yeah, one is a collector's, like $166. It comes with a statue and all this stuff.
Oh, you don't mean literally only 2. You mean there's 2 versions available
No,
to purchase.
there's two versions to purchase. Yes, not yeah.
I thought you meant like he's literally just like signing a couple of floppies and like
he
he'll
made-
mail them
yeah,
to you or whatever.
He's got to put them in a plastic bag and send them to you. No,
Yeah. auction it for charity or whatever.
Yeah, no. This is two products, which I think they both come with copies of Doom if you don't, already own one. And then the other one, and I think Aaron, you watch this. Mike, I don't know if you watch DF Retro, Digital Foundry's retro series. They did a video on Resident Evil 2, and they talked about the amazing Resident Evil 2 N64 port.
Yes, they did. I was riveting.
That is magic. How that?
Yeah, the sound. And the sound. That's really where the magic is.
So, if you haven't gotten a chance, go check out Digital Foundry's YouTube channel. You'll see the video up there. They talk about all the other versions too. The Windows one that came out for 98, 95, and then Dreamcast, and then GameCube, and
Gamecom.
Then the Gamecom. They do talk about the Gamecom one.
Remember at Too Many Games, somebody was selling it with Resident Evil. He's like, I'll give it to you for 100. I was like, I can't do it.
I've looked at that so many times.
I can't. It's not worth it.
So, yeah, and they also show off that Game Boy Advance demo that the Italian developer put together. In it. It's a weird. I don't know. I thought the Resident Evil 2 was actually was relatively accurate.
No, it actually good. It's just
it might be a Game Boy Advance. I think it's a Game Boy Advanced one. Yeah, because the Game Boy Color was the original Resident Evil that was almost in production. They were 90% done that when they canceled it. Anyway, so yeah, go check out the video. But that video is great. If you want to, DF Retro does a lot of great hey, here's the analysis. And I was watching a Halo one where they're talking about the different versions of Halo, including the PC version and all this stuff. Yeah, you can go check it out. And the Resident Evil one, yeah, they talk about that Resident Evil 2 port on N64 is magic. So, and then it looks like someone put down the Sonic movie. And that's a creepy ass poster.
What are they thinking?
That they're gonna get a lot of furries in the theater. So
that just looks.
That's the goal.
So I don't even understand that kind of stuff. What kind of committee thinking?
He's real muscular in that poster.
It's just creepy. It looks. I don't. Yeah.
Wait, is there a trailer or is it just a poster?
Well, so it's a motion poster because it's you just see the blue blur of him going zooming back and forth, and then at one point he does the Playboy it's all still silhouetted, but it's him laying on the ground with his legs flexed.
Okay, I didn't see that.
That was definitely I was seeing that on Twitter a lot. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I saw.
And then there's the second one today.
The edge of a skyscraper and two Dr. Seuss looking hairy legs dangling off the end.
So I think that's the new one today. Here's the one. Oh no, that one doesn't have. Anyway, I'll find it and see if I can send it to you.
Okay.
I don't know if you particularly want to see it, so maybe I won't.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about sleep?
I enjoy it.
Or better yet, lack of it.
So, and then someone put the second Godzilla trailer?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
That looks.
He's fighting everyone. It seems like.
Well, so that makes me wonder. And they're probably saving it, but where's King Kong?
Oh yeah, because
we know Kong Skull Island and Godzilla take place in the same universe.
Looking at the other, you have Mothra, you have King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Or Ghidorah. I always say Ghidorah. I don't know. And who's the other one?
The flying one. Ron? Is it R-H? Rodon? Yeah.
What is King Kong going to do versus any of them? Honestly.
I mean, he held his own against those skull things.
Yeah, but they weren't Godzilla, though.
I mean, everyone else... almost every one of those people have, a long-range attack, and Godzilla really doesn't have anything for distance, but
that breath thing, doesn't that go pretty far?
Or not Godzilla, King Kong doesn't have any real long. He's a scrapper. He's up close. So
I don't know. It looks pretty entertaining though. So I'll definitely check it out.
So Mike, you should, if you want to click on that link I put in the thing.
If you dare.
If I don't want to sleep. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't think it's that bad, but it is
that poster. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me
like
see
he is super muscular in that poster.
All that running, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
I mean, no, that just looks dumb. It doesn't creep me out.
I don't think any of it's gonna look
Whoa!
not dumb.
What is this Pikachu thing standing next to Sonic though? That's creepy.
That's a like cartridge tilting kind of.
Yeah, that's twisted.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think Godzilla looks cool. Hey, we already mentioned, I think at the top of the show or whatever, the Avengers Endgame trailer looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it does.
And if you've heard the people so they showed off the new Spider-Man trailer, but only at Brazil Comic-Con. And like it's now rumored to drop, I think, either tomorrow or next week. And it's weird that they're going to put out a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer before they resolve Avengers.
That is very weird that they're doing that. Oh, they also announced that Doctor Strange 2 will be directed by the original director.
Oh, okay.
That's another, like, so there's no consequences then, huh?
But I guess you have to, because what? So actually, I just realized this. Captain Marvel comes out in March. Then Avengers is April. So there's 6 weeks in between those two. And then Spider-Man is July 5th. So it is back to back to back Marvel. So I guess, yeah, you have to start your advertising now. So, but that's a shame. I was hoping it would just be like, some of the rumors talk about like Peter's in or whatnot, and I was hoping it would just be, so Mysterio is supposed to be the bad guy in this Spider-Man.
How is that going to work exactly?
Well, I guess we'll see if it's how I think it should work. And again, I haven't seen this trailer yet either, because weirdly, GameEnthus didn't send me to Brazil to go cover Brazil Comic-Con.
And Lord knows we wanted to.
Well, I got my invitation.
If it works how I'd want it to, it's all. So Jake Gyllenhaal's playing Mysterio. I hope he is while Spider-Man is missing. I hope he is faking being Spider-Man and like turning Spider-Man's name bad. Which is how you get start having J. Jonah Jameson being like, he's a menace, and then Spider-Man comes back from his escapades with the Avengers and has to fix the damage that Mysterio has done.
That sounds better than what I would have thought they'd do.
So I that's what I hope, but we will see.
I mean, that's better than having Scorpion be the villain whipping his tail around people for 2 hours.
So lame.
How would that work?
So, yeah, I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting. I know there's I think Aunt May's in the trailer and whatnot, and I think Happy's hitting on her is what I read somewhere. So, what's Scoop Miss say?
He said, I thought Tony was going to say that Doctor Strange movie is really just the same story as Green Lantern.
I mean, if you're going to say that, Doctor Strange is just the same story as Iron Man.
Yep.
But instead of being a suit, he gets magic powers.
Yeah. That's the common thread.
It's almost the exact same movie otherwise. Smarmy asshole that people kind of like, but learns a life lesson, becomes a better person, and hey, by the way, gets superpowers along the way. So...
Yeah, he and Tony did not like each other in Avengers, which was kind of interesting.
Loses their mentor, all this stuff. There's a lot of parallels between those.
I think the real question of Avengers Endgame is, where's Wong? That's what I want to know. Where's Wong?
So, and I put this up on Twitter, and a lot of people have been talking about this a lot. So Shuri is listed as missing in the Endgame trailer.
She is.
But we don't ever see her get dusted or anything.
We don't.
So I'm hoping she's taken on the mantle of Black Panther, though I wonder how she can do that with the purple herb, the heart-shaped herb being destroyed. Did they never address if anything happened there, or if T'Challa is the last Black Panther? There's a lot of questions there too, because the Marvel universe, the cinematic universe treats Black Panther differently than the comic universe does. So like T'Challa shouldn't have had the powers while his father was still alive.
Yeah, true.
Like, but there's differences there. So, but then the question is, okay, if Shuri took on the Black Panther role, which she does in the comics, and she's a good Black Panther. Fair, but I mean, I'll be honest. Doctor Strange wasn't recruited into a magical ring cult either. Doctor Strange went and sought them out.
Oh, for context, Scoop put in Iron Man wasn't recruited into a magical ring cult and have to fight unbeatable magic space monster that he easily beats. and Strange, and there are parallels there. But on the other hand, I think there are some strong parallels we can make for Iron Man. But this is not Comic Enthus, and we're probably never going to make that show. I just talk for hours. And be like, excuse me, if you've seen Doctor Strange and Iron Man combined. And anyway. Issue 154.8.
Yeah.
7.
What if Iron Man also became the Sorcerer Supreme? There are like multiple versions of that. And he always makes still a suit of Iron Man armor, but it's magic infused. So he's just Doctor Doom at that point.
All right.
They should do Doom. They should do Doom or Kang the Conqueror for the next big baddie.
No, his trainer. So okay, Scoop. So Scoop, I'll make this argument here. No, his friend that he worked alongside and got close to turns evil, kind of like out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was kind of forced,
especially in Doctor Strange, where it's like, why? Like it's not even earned. Like he doesn't seem mad that Steven came and did this.
I think it was an integrity thing. Like he thought everything was above board, and to realize that she had been tapping into something evil for good intentions.
He literally turned and he goes and takes. Remember the guy that had his like back fixed?
Yeah, he cripples someone.
And he goes and cripples that guy, and he's like, "I'm taking all the magic back." Why?
This is morally wrong. This is like the equivalent of Sarah Sanders saying that she helps people remember her as being transparent and honest. It makes no sense.
So anyway, we could Scoop. I think we should continue this. It just not tonight because I want to go to sleep.
At some point, yes.
Yes. So anyway, yeah. So Spider-Man, we'll see, and then Aquaman comes out next week.
It's also pretty good.
I've been getting The worst I've heard is someone make a crack that it is it's a mediocre DC movie that's too long. And I'm like, let's define what mediocre means. Like, you mean it's an average movie? Because so far DC isn't really batting average.
They're below. You have Wonder Woman and then
on repeated watchings of Justice League, I like Justice League more than I think people give it credit.
Like Man of Steel. I don't care what anybody says.
I think Man of Steel is great, except for Kevin Costner.
That made no sense. It was just like, son, let them die. Son, kill them yourself if you have to.
Don't save me from this windstorm.
Yeah, that made no
But save
sense.
the dog.
Like, drown the kids yourself.
But like that
False, they all did. Bad anti-drug silly things I blame. Rob Liefeld and his tiny feet.
If you want to see a good thing remembering Stan Lee, go look up Stan Lee, Rob Liefeld, and Todd McFarlane draw a character.
That was so creepy to watch.
And Stan Lee is dunking on them the whole time.
He really is.
He's like, so how does this guy put this costume on? Is he just always wearing these? Like, how many belts does he have? Why is he spikes? Like, what does this man do in his real day life? Because he's apparently the size of a brick house.
It was awkward. That video is very awkward.
And Stan Lee is just constantly like...
Because they respect him, so they're just like ignoring all of his barbs.
Like, he's like, this guy's just extreme, isn't he? Like, just to be extreme. It's very good. You should watch it. Yeah, where how does he go to the bathroom in this?
Oh
So,
man.
Anyway, yeah, so comic books, they're fun.
Yeah, we should probably wrap up.
So, yeah. Mike, what about you, sir?
For a wrap up, I encourage people who are eligible to donate blood, and if they have any pets, to have them spayed or neutered. And Extra Life, like we talked about, upcoming. Say more, Tiny.
Hey, this weekend only, 12/15, we will be doing the Extra Life 24-hour extravaganza for GameEnthus. We will be starting Saturday morning. Time right now to be determined, but it'll definitely be started by 10 o'clock. We will be streaming on twitch.tv/GameEnthus, as well as twitch.tv/Tiny415 and twitch.tv/Indifference. They'll all be the same stream, so you can watch anywhere. And yeah, we would be us, the three of us, plus at least 6 of our friends. We'll be here playing board games, video games, and we will have incentives for us to play bad games or good games, depending on how you donate. So
play a game called Seaman on the Dreamcast.
It will be based on we'll be doing these periodically through the day, and it'll be based on systems. So we'll have an N64 block where it's like, hey, either it probably will be Superman 64 because I think that's the worst game I own for the N64, or we'll play GoldenEye or something. And so we're still working through the and ors.
I'm looking at my shelf, like, yeah, it's up there.
Animal Crossing Amiibo Fest, or maybe we'll play Mario Party. Like, I haven't played it. I bought it, and we still haven't played it, so yeah. We'll also be playing board games. I'm going to let Aaron run that stuff, because I don't care about them.
Wow.
Subtle.
Casting shade.
Just a little bit.
If I ever have the choice between playing a board game or a video game, I am going to play a video game.
Yeah, I was like that until like last year. Board games are great, man.
So tune in. You can donate at the link above, tinyurl.com/team GEEXL. And just pick whichever one of your favorite GameEnthus personalities. Donate. We have some people still so close to getting their gold medal this year.
I'm not quite there yet.
So they could use your help, and 100% of what you donate goes directly to their Children's Miracle Network Hospital. So, like, I'm raising for Children's Hospital Philadelphia. Both of my co-hosts are raising for Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital in Baltimore. I think.
But you can see me begging and pleading for those donations. You can't see Mike.
I
donate.
Need to show my.
I can play Ultima. No. Yeah. No.
So, I mean, you donate enough. We'll.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
So, we'll make that happen. We got 24 hours, so we got plenty of time. So, except for we're not going to play Destiny. Sorry, Justin.
Yeah, there'll be no Destiny.
So tune in this weekend. We'll be playing. And aside from that, you still have plenty of time if you want to get involved. So go to extra-life.org, hit the sign up button, and sign up to raise money for your local Children's Miracle Network Hospital. Aaron, what about you, sir?
I think you pretty much wrapped it up. Yeah. Support us. Support us as we support sick kids.
Yes, help the kids.
So, yeah. Good night. God bless.
And we will see you on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the usual stuff. You go to YouTube, that kind of crap. And if you want to leave voicemails, 202-573-7686. You want to email us, podcast@GameEnthus.com, Tiny415@GameEnthus.com, also at GameEnthus.com. You get the idea. Aaron at GameEnthus.com. A lot of at GameEnthus.com. So. How many S's does my... What? Oh. I don't even... It's late. I don't know. Oh, thank everybody in the chat for listening to us blather on or watch us just run our mouths for 2 hours. It's supposed to be a short show, but
this is short.
For us, it kind of is.
For us, this is still short.
Yeah, short is relative, but yeah.
This is already the latest I've been awake in, like, I don't know.
You are
a while,
old man.
I also have to
you
work
have your camera,
early.
You shake your cane at the monitor.
Yeah, I'll hit the monitor with a cane.
Oh. But anyway, so let's sign off.
Yeah.
Later, all.
Good night.
Good night. But